there's yeah, trying to figure out what this is gonna be about. Oh fuck! You know what? Recharge. Oh, all right, all right. Intro. Oh, okay. So I was talking to my grandmother earlier, and I was having a hard time picking a niche. So she did bring up a couple things that made me kind of think like conspiracies. Pretty good at conspiracies.
Those blocks on the roof of the King's Chamber weigh 70 tons each. Now, Egyptologists will tell you that, they could move heavy blocks because they put them on wet sand and they push them along on wet sand. Well, maybe if you're just at ground level, that will do. But when you're 350 feet above the ground, as you are in the King's Chamber, that won't do at all. I don't know how they did it. All I know is they did it. I don't think anybody knows how they did it.
I'm pretty in depth with it. I don't really speak on things unless I know it to a certain extent. So I think, hit me in the comments if you guys don't agree that that might be something solid. So conspiracy. Okay. 2, MMA. I do MMA every week, twice a week. Now I used to do it 3 times a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays used to be my weightlifting days, but now I got a second job, so that's been taking up a lot of my fucking time. But bank account is starting to look kind of decent, so I'm not really whining about that. And another thing that I was talking to my auntie about, I'm just now giving them out YouTube, and they love it. I mean, it's my grandma, my auntie, fucking whoop. They, of course, love everything I do. So, but they're also critical. My grandma, my auntie, they don't bullshit. They tell you straight. So, my auntie is she she's watching it today. So she's been texting me. She gave me good stuff, but as you guys know, slowly but surely getting better. So, excuse me, MMA. So, and the last one is, I guess, sociology shit. The sociology, excuse me. Hang on, I gotta clear the throat.
And arrogance also took precedence, making enemies wherever he went. Both proud and impulsive, Takezo never backed down from a fight. He viewed fighting to sharpen his skills and assert his superiority, commanding respect through brute force. The alleys and clearings around Hirafuku turned into scenarios for impromptu duels, where Takezo vented his fury. However, he was captured one day and handed over to the famous Zen Buddhist monk Takuan Soho, who guaranteed his captors that he would bend the savage spirit of that beast. The monk tied Musashi up and hung him from a tree branch. The young man ranted uncontrollably at the monk, who took the most appalling insults and threats without letting his spirit be shaken. Takezo found himself powerless and humiliated. The silent forest magnified his loneliness and pushed him to confront his own demons. Takezo was bound to the tree for days, with Takuan visiting him sporadically, not to free him, but to tease him with questions and teachings. True strength lies not only in the muscles, but in the mind, Takuan said. The sword is a powerful tool, but it can be used for good or evil. A true samurai pursues harmony, not destruction. The tree experience served as a trigger for Takezo's transformation. He was faced with his own hubris and impulsiveness and started to understand the significance of patience, strategy, and self-control. From that moment on, Takuan became a guiding light in Takezo's life, steering him through doubtful periods and advising him on his self-improvement journey.
So that's the shit that I'm gonna be ranting about and shit like that. You know what I mean? Other than that, I gotta fix my posture. My posture has been very off, but yes, I just remember something. I think I gotta. Yeah, I just remember something. Excuse me. Okay, back to it. So yeah, those are the shit that I'm gonna pretty much cover. Back to the book. Yeah, I need the book. The book. I stay on track when I got the book. The book. Wait, is this the book or journal? It's considered journal. So conspiracy. Shoot. Yeah, I need more water. Holy shit. Oh yeah. So there is a jiu-jitsu tournament coming up. So that's why the MMA has been one of the highlights. I just wanted to talk about that real fast. Um, it's AGF. It's going to be in Louisiana. Um, yeah. So I haven't been really doing too much straight jiu-jitsu. I've been doing grappling, but MMA grappling is different than jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of things you can do in jiu-jitsu because you get punched in the face and elbowed. You get fucked up. Doesn't mean it won't work. It would work. Like high level guys would work if they're fast enough, strong enough, explosive enough. But in general, I'm not that guy. So I do rely on my punches and elbows when I'm on the ground and using that to set up a submission or to just, hold a position. For me, like I've learned recently from a gym, boom, I shout them out when I get a little bit bigger. But yeah, at my gym, position over submission. There are a jiu-jitsu gym, but the guy I'm learning from, or the guy that is helping me get better at my style, kind of taught me some facts, some things that logically made sense. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's been fun getting back into it. Most people's martial arts journey ends because they feel like they hit the max learning, but they don't realize that it's not about learning everything your coach can teach you. It's about evolving your style, building your style, and developing your style. I'm a little different than most. A lot of people um, learn from a gym. I learned in the backyard. There's some professional fighters that I trained with. One of them, shoot, want to give him a shout out, but I don't know if he's gonna get mad at me, so I'm not gonna give him a shout out. But he's a dog. He has 14 amateur fights, all first round knockouts. About 12, I think maybe 8 professional fights. He did get invited to try out on the Ultimate Fighter with um, John Jones and Chael Sonnen that one year. The He didn't get in the house, but he got invited. That was the only invite. We fought. Not we fought. He fought. I helped him train to fight against Anderson Silva's gym, Black House MMA. He broke that guy's face like he's a threat, and we pretty much learned everything off of YouTube, things we saw on UFC. It was like a scientific for MMA, a science era for MMA. We brought what we thought would work and we put it through the test, trial and error. And I had a lot more errors than success. And I'm telling you right now, that was a journey. That was 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. And learning all of that has been, you know, I could apply it in my life to evolve. And, I hate to take Bruce Lee's quote, which is not Bruce Lee's quote. It's actually Miyamoto Musashi's quote, "Be like water." He took that from the Book of Five Rings. Miyamoto Musashi learned that. He learned it at the monks, the crescent spear guys.
In his renowned Five Rings book, in Chapter 1 on water, he likens the samurai to water, adapting to the shape of its vessel. In its liquid state, water immediately acquires the form of its receptacle, be it square or round, and turns into a drop or an ocean. The key to victory is to adapt to the opponent, the environment, and the current circumstances.
And you guys know how the quote goes from Bruce Lee: "Be like water in a teapot. The water becomes a teapot. You put water in a container, it becomes the container. You put water in whatever you put it in, the water becomes it." Be like water. Evolve to your environment so you can fit your environment and succeed in it. Which was so deep. Once I found out Miyamoto Musashi was the guy that kind of pushed it. Miyamoto Musashi has been such a big inspiration of late because he his book of the Five Rings, his journal about his learning of being a lone samurai, a ronin, and traveling to Japan, and like he wasn't the best. He wasn't the best swordsman, but I can tell you right now, he's the best strategist. His strategy when he fought, what is his name?
His name was Sasaki Kojiro, the master of the Swallow's Blade. Like Musashi, his story was steeped in legend and reality, but his achievements with the sword were beyond dispute, making him a fitting adversary for the errant samurai.
If wasn't for him, Miyamoto Musashi would have not been known, because that man was known as the most chivalrous, most honorable samurai there. And if it wasn't for Miyamoto Musashi being real with his own skill, being real with his own feelings, because he was scared. If you guys really dive into it, Miyamoto Musashi did everything he possibly could to mentally fuck him up and strategically place himself in a winning position where not being better than him was the point, was being smarter than him. Because he was smarter, he won the duel. He killed the guy. Only because he got in the guy's head. And the guy didn't see what he was setting up. And which was, if you guys are going to it, I'm just saying now, Miyamoto Musashi came in late. He got the guy all riled up. They agreed on the time. Miyamoto Musashi came like hours late when the sun was coming down, and he came in the direction of the setting sun. So his back was to the sun, and he used the sun at his advantage, which was one of the things that won him the fight. He legitly had to tip the table into his advantage because he knew that he was going to win. Besides the other thing was he couldn't handle the reach, and that's why the wooden oar he carved up, but the carving part, who knows? He probably just broke off the fucking wooden part, so it's lighter to swing. I mean, the blade part, so it's lighter to swing. It's more aerodynamic. And that's how he won. It wasn't because he was a master swordsman. It was because he's a master strategist. Other than that, yes, that kind of shit I'm gonna get into. I hope that kind of stuff you guys want to fucking hear about, because I want to hear about it. Other than that, I'm gonna be hitting up a lot more activities based things, and I'm gonna just do things that I'm familiar with, and that I thought average people do, but actually not. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I want to do a shout out for my man Logan, but it's all at the end. So might keep it in, might not. Who knows? It's a weak shout out. Like they asked, my cousin asked, Sid asked, beautiful people, beautiful souls, nothing less but love. Yeah, fuck it. This is the end. I'm just gonna leave that there. If you guys, everybody, it's from my cousin and my cousin-in-law, you guys are watching to this point. Oh my god, I love you guys. That you guys watched it all the way through. Oh my god, love you guys so much. Thank you for the support. You guys giving me look at this. Look at this. Back more. You guys are finally get to see the wild one. To be honest, I'm still figuring out a name, but love you guys. But to everybody else, thank you. My views has been kind of going up. I'm not really, commercializing this or putting it out in the world. And, it's not a lot of views, but it's not no views. So, little wins, little things like that. So, yeah, you guys have a good one. Till next time. Aloha no, shoots.